Futureproof is sponsored by Carrot Events, showcasing your company values with high-impact, bespoke events.
Hello and welcome to Futureproof. Delighted that you can join me again, Sarah Hopwood, but this week I'm actually up in Harrogate and I'm at the British Turf Grass Management Exhibition at Harrogate Centre, and it's a real treat for you. It's predominantly about golf courses, and I'm a former golfer. I don't really play much now at all, and but my brother makes decoders which empower greenkeepers and actually anybody who's responsible for, if you like, the well-being of turf. He actually makes decoders which will turn on and off sprinklers and things like that. His clients are America and Sweden and I think Germany, and obviously all around the UK, Australia. And I know from the taxi driver, he told us there are people who have flown in from all over the world to be here at this exhibition. Behind me, it's actually one of Nigel's suppliers. It's his stand, and I'm going to tell you a bit about him as well, who he is and what he does. But everybody here has said that it's like ants have come out of an ant's nest. It's not particularly busy, but this is only day one. Day two is going to be the busiest day, and then there is a day three, and we won't be here for that. But in every other way, it is actually packed with exhibitors, and they're not combine harvesters, obviously, because they've got nothing to do with golf courses, but there are massive tractors around here, seeders, nutrients. I've even seen vitamin C for grass, massive containers full of that, and AI, artificial intelligence. And I'm going to be showing you a series of photographs that I've taken as I've walked around the exhibition. As you look at the photographs, please know this is only a snapshot of what is here. They've got, I think, 4 or 5 coloured zones. My brother Nigel Bond is his name, so you now know my maiden name is Bond, and his business is TIC, and they make decoders for water, for sprinkling systems on golf courses. And going round, I've seen the banter, met some of his clients who have talked about how they talk to greenkeepers and questions from greenkeepers about his product and how they're getting on with it, and fantastic stuff. So I'm going to move out the way and talk about a little bit more about the business that is here. So this is one of Nigel's suppliers, and I'll say a little bit about who he is and what he does. But also I'm going to, I think, hone in, because there is something that Nigel has here where he's kept the original box, the original face of the electronic equipment, but he's changed all the components inside, and sales have gone through the ceiling. And they know it's purely because people are recognising the old casing, they like it, and of course the bonus, the added value, is all the technology behind it, all the IT stuff has been completely and thoroughly upgraded. So I'm going to just move now and then, as I say, hone in a bit more to see what you can now see. So the stand is quite full for a stand. It's not a huge stand, and there's 5 people stood in it. They know I'm filming, so they're stood actually to the left of the camera as you look at it. But on the right-hand side here, there's a weather system, and I'm not sure exactly what it does, but they do sell them. And then behind, you can obviously see the electronic equipment, but it is, and I need to actually change what I can see on the camera here just for a second, so I hope the camera doesn't move too much, but I'm going to change the viewing, that's it, just so I can pan in and see if I can get to, I'm going the wrong way now, see if I can get to the motherboard and show you the equipment where Nigel has, as I say, kept the face of it the same, but he has changed all of the electronic stuff inside, and I'm not sure that's not working. I'm trying to use the handset, so I'm actually going to have to do it manually. And I did ask him where it was. Now the casing is open. Now I appreciate it. For those of you who aren't into this, you will not recognise or know anything, and you'll be, if I use the word as ignorant as I am, then I think you'll be nodding your heads and say yes. But for those of you who do know what you're looking at, then you might well recognise these boards. So I'm going to see if I can go in a bit more. There they are. So up the top, and then the door that is actually open. And this is where they tried to sell the new product, and it didn't quite work, or the sales didn't take off. So they kept the face. They went back to the original unit and then just changed the technology inside. And sales have really picked up. And this is all to do with decoders, and it's all to do with sprinkler systems. And so the stand that Nigel's equipment is being exhibited on is by a guy called Kim Harrison, and he owns the business Aquarel. And I said to him, what is it that Aquarel do? And he said, well, in essence, we supply the AI, if you like. We supply the IT side of all irrigation. And I said, well, who are your clients then? And these are people, as I say, buying Nigel's products, my brother, and he is, I say, his business is TIC. He's based down in Devon. And they said, yes, it is golf courses, but it's also hotels and football grounds. And Kim was saying that he's worked with Arsenal and I think he said Man United and other famous football clubs, as well as any kind of social area, if you like, where the grass needs to be kept well. And they're shaking hands. And because I'm coming to the end, there we are, there's somebody just leaving now, which is fine. And I think I am just going to turn the camera around so you can see, if I turn, you can actually see the open unit behind, and there is Kim, and he's talking to my brother there now, and right behind you can see the electronic board, and they obviously are showing inside their business, which is what we need. We need to see how and why things work. So if we go all the way around, then they've got a screen here which then shows the decoders which Nigel makes. And really interesting growing up with my brother. He's younger than me, and at school always incredibly bright. For those of you who know my story, I always say I was brought up with two incredibly bright brothers, and I was the one in the middle that wasn't quite sure. And Nigel got into IT many years ago and has been running his own business for a long time from Devon. He likes to work on his own. It very much fits with that kind of linear thinking, lines and columns, very much like Paul, my husband, for those of you who know him. He very much likes that autonomy. And so I think Nigel would say he's a self-confessed geek. And so we are in Harrogate at this exhibition centre. There are a couple of people who are going to come back and talk about their story, who they are, what they're doing and why they're doing it, and I hope that you enjoy their interviews. But for now, I'm just going to show you some of the photos that I've taken around the place. As I say, I've seen vitamin D for grass, or vitamin C. I've seen artificial robots, robotic machinery that picks up and indeed cleans golf balls from driving ranges, and then also the massive machinery that's used for sharpening the blades of big machines. I couldn't believe the size of things that sharpen the blades, absolutely huge. And obviously your standard tractors that they'll use around a golf course. There are buggies here, and also the things that dig holes. I can't remember what they're called now, but they dig the trenches to lay the wires that connect to the decoders, and obviously the the water systems that then obviously supply the water to the greens and other areas. Everything is here associated with golf courses, and I hope one day you might be able to come if you like golf.
EQ, emotional quotient, is better known as emotional intelligence. It is a tangible tool that can sit alongside your services or your product, and it can be taught. Leaders with high EQ have less stress, they're more effective, and they earn more money. There's a great saying, just because we have pains, it does not give us permission to be a pain. I believe that teaching emotional intelligence has a direct impact on your sense of success and your net profits. EQ will empower you and your workforce to drive the change that you want. Change brings transition. EQ can help unpack what's holding you back and speed up that period of transition.